Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Kamaruddin. My name is Anissa Raihana binti Kamsul. My metric number is 261889.
Hello and good morning to Doctor. Okay, my name is Nurul Natasha binti Kamaruzaman. My metric number is 275696.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Padratu Syahira binti Bahnuddin. My matrix numbers is 261678.
Assalamualaikum to Doctor. My name is Siti Khadijah binti Muhammad Ahir. My metric number is 261348.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syafitri binti Muhammad Ibrahim. My metric number is 262247.
Industry background. Food and beverage (F&B) industry is one of the biggest and common industry in the world. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2019, there is an increase in quarter year of 2019 compared to the same quarter in 2018 with the increase of 6.6%. It is predicted in 2020 that a new trend of wellness food and vegan or plant-based food will play a significant changes in F&B industry. Overview of industry. F&B is about serving foods and drink to people in order to fulfill the customer needs. The main goal of F&B industry is to get the customer satisfaction in physiological, social, psychological, and also in convenience. It involves the processing of raw food materials, packaging and distribution that includes fresh ingredients and foods, prepared and packaged foods, as well as alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. Basically, everything that human consume except for pharmaceutical items can be considered in F&B industry. There are two different types of F&B services. The first one is premise. Where F&B is delivered right at the time it was prepared. For off-premise, it involves partial cooking, preparation, services according to the customer's request. There's also differences in operation in F&B business, which is commercial. It is mainly used for hotels, restaurants, lounges, cafeterias, and others. While for non-commercial, it is a secondary business where it involves the main business, which is the commercial. As the world are changing to more advanced and machinized, the use of a robot in F&B have become an upper hand to fulfill the demand made by customers. Special robots are also used in harvesting plants and also in cookery. Some advantage of using robots is to prevent the food contamination, picking and packing robots, and also it helps with palletizing system. The main players. In 2017, F&B industry recorded gross output of 82.8 billion ringgit and is expected to increase every year. As the main industry in Malaysia, there are some main players that leads the companies in F&B industry according to the Bursa Malaysia Food and Beverage listed company. The top 5 main players in Malaysia is Nestle, PPB Group Berhad, Fraser and Neff Holdings and Berhad, Carlsberg Brewery Malaysia Berhad, and lastly Heineken Malaysia Berhad. There are also top 5 main players of F&B industry in the world, which is Nestle, followed by Anheuser-Busch InBev, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and lastly Kraft Heinz Company. There are several industry challenges that F&B industry need to face. The first one is plastic bans. F&B is known for their excessive use of plastic. So it is a challenge for the F&B industry to make an eco-friendly product in order to attract the customers' attention. And it is aimed in 2030 that Malaysia will be the first country in Southeast Asia to ban the single plastic use, just like any other country in the world like United States, Canada, and China. The second challenge is the existence of e-commerce. Customers now are tech-savvy and digitally informed, meaning that they will get any information that they want easily. This is why the business need to change their essence of business by using advanced technology in order to be in par with the customer demand. The third challenge is demand in natural and organic product. Companies now are investing more on natural and organic and vegan products as customers are willing to pay more. This is because customer wants a healthy food that is free from pesticides or other chemicals that is bad for their health. Okay, then the next one is food fraud. The increasing report about food fraud are concerning the customers. So, but first, what is a food fraud? According to Smith in 2016, food fraud is about any information about a product, about a food that are purposely altered, misinterpreted, or mislabeled. An example, the newest news about a meat cartel incident in Johor. It has caused a stir in customer in Malaysia. The last one is the implementation cost for halal management. In order to get the halal certification, company need to pay some amount of money for consultation and certificate process. And also for halal management, they need to use segregated equipment and transportation. This is because we need to separate between the halal and non-halal item, and that is why some companies are quite reluctant to pay for this halal certificate. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, today I will present about inventory management strategy, which includes in production and inventory system and collaboration and collaboration program in industry. Okay, inventory management strategy includes is just in time, automate your inventory management system. 3. Use the best inventory optimization software of your business. 5 is forecasting. Okay, what is the just in time? Okay, just in time is timely inventory strategy address the inconsistency of conventional model. In this type of management system, company use an approach by purchasing unit only if necessary to meet customer demand to avoid waste. Input is classified because it goes through 3 different stages: raw material, work in progress, and finished good. Okay, 2. Automate your inventory management system. Every organization need a system of inventory to measure the needs. Every company has different in inventory approach. Using the wrong approach causes every company to lose regular customer. About manual inventory, it also time consuming, frustrating for your staff, and consuming valuable manpower resources that can be set aside for more productive work. 3. Use the best inventory optimization software for your business. Every business have other requirements in determining their proper inventory management and software, as well as in improving production efficiency. For example, as computerized system that closely track items and order throughout the supply chain, where it allows you to observe the part of each operation to in one place that can manage it efficiently and effectively. 4. Forecasting. The most important part to take into in efficient inventory management is to make accurate prediction. The company must have the ability to make the correct prediction and make the right decision to place order. For example, the food industry must have the skill to make prediction in determine stock to reduce costs and waste that many festivals like New Year Day, Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, and so on. And now we are to move on to the next slide. The collaboration program for food industry have two. Okay, what is the collaboration program? Program collaboration is collaboration between companies and industry to improve the relationship between companies that produce one type of product, such as food industry, agricultural industry, and so on. Okay, this in the slide have a two part for collaboration industry is Food Agenda 2030. The food system is at the heart of Agenda 2030 for sustainable development without eliminating hunger as well as improving the health and nutrition of the world. The Sustainable Development Agenda could not be implemented effectively. These objectives also intrinsically relate to the global in facing the challenge of minimizing the environmental impact of food production, the consumption activity, implementing quality and planning the policy sustainability food system. Okay, 2. I will to describe about collaboration and sustainable food industry supply chain. Cooperation in food industry supply chain management is the cooperation need in the food supply chain that is a system to increase profit, meet quality assurance, minimize cost, and the ultimate goal is to gain good trust from consumer. Collaboration involves all activities such as production process, information sharing, skill infrastructure, and knowledge between all stakeholders in all food supply chain, such as farmer, distributor, retailer, government, consumer, food producer, NGO, and financial provider. Okay, thank you.
Now I will present Inventory Management Control and Policy. An inventory management policy of a company determines how the company manages the inventory movement. Every company has another inventory management philosophy, which determine how and why certain policies are defined, and the policies of an organization can vary depending on the type of product managed. Various factors influence policies for inventory control, including management of organization, type of managed product, and cost and time of delivery. Controlling inventory is the process to maximize inventory utilization by a company. The aim of inventory management is to achieve maximum profit without impacting customer satisfaction level from the smallest amount of inventory expenditure. Control of inventory may be split in two parts. The first is how inventory is to be protected, and the second is how the right amount is produced. The food industry differs somewhat from other large-scale industries. The inventory stock is often destroyed in the food industry, which alters the management of inventories by food companies. The F&B industries need the correct software for controlling the supply chain and product distribution and the protection of the products for customers in order to run a successful food business. Next is inventory control dimension. Inventory control dimension is your business is essential. Inadequate control of inventories can lead to increased costs for businesses and unhappy customers. Inventory controls begin with a good look at company and establish policies and procedures to help you effectively implement it. You will know what you need in an inventory control system once your policies are in place. You can also monitor big part of supply network DDSN strategy. An advanced solution of inventory planning allows the correct stock management parameters for an SKU or location mix to be automatically calculated, leading to better customer service at a lower stock level overall. SKU is used by retailers to identify and monitor their inventory, or shortly for inventory holding unit. A SKU is a specific codes or of letters and numbers that identify the features of every product, including manufacturer, brand, design, color, and size. Companies issue own special goods and service specific SKU codes. Food and beverage supplier strive to be all for everyone. This is because customer demand an always growing selection of food and drink food goods. The the taste of low fat, high fiber, low sodium, and caffeine free, ethnic, organic, products that are gluten-free, and not just more options of food. Items in 6 packets and fridge set, single server, family size and club size have been available more commonly than ever before. Lastly, access to information. Inventory system are ways to accounting for the management of financial transaction involving physical inventory products of business. Periodic and perpetual system are two common systems. The accounting ledger change regular inventory system once a month or quarters. The continuous inventory system, which updates stock after each purchase, sales, and adaptation, is a better and more regulated process. Inventory system offer owners and managers a clearer understanding of inventory cost and balance sheet impact, which is a major component of internal controls. For the food industry, optimizing their inventory control is one of the most difficult. The fact, the fact that a number of perishable components have to be handled and that customer service goals have been met regularly means that good food inventory companies rely on sophisticated resource-free stepping system and costly ERP and integrate inventory control software solution of their company with the same size of working capital and money. The right inventory management system is important to improve business performance, competitiveness, and profitability. In particular, as a result of inventory mismanagement, food producing industry may restrict of or eliminate unnecessary losses. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I would like to continue in IT configuration. Food and beverage (F&B) industry include their automating operating such as the point on sale system, mobile ordering, online ordering via apps or website, table management software, inventory management software, and so on. F&B outlet should be able to provide the available system and technologies to ensure that the business can be running. Many F&B business like KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Starbucks, and many more have provided and displayed a lot of way to the customer, especially in the online ordering and marketing aspect. Next, in decision-making related dimension, in replenishment and monitoring ordering, F&B monitoring, replenishment, monitoring, and ordering is important because all the item needed in F&B industry is perishable. Perishable product like fresh produce are exposed to spoilage, especially towards the improper storage condition. By adopting the expiry tracking and batch of the product is really important because if there is spoilage, the affected product will be replenished. Batch and expiry tracking enables to track the incoming and outgoing stock on batch. So the older stock will be sold first, or also known as the FIFO logic, in order to avoid the inventory spoilage. Just in time inventory management and ABC analysis also can be adopted by the businesses as the replenishment, monitoring, and ordering activities. ABC analysis in inventory management technique based on classification of product into several categories in order of importance. Then, control limits. In control limits, the FMB manufacturer need to apply and control processes which high cost and loss potential like product variation, packaging defect, energy consumption, and others. Control limit can be implemented through the reducing of the labor cost, which is from rework, reporting, and manual data collection, in order to provide the effective process control and quality improvement. The changes from reactive process management to predict also helpful. Therefore, to improve the product quality and product delivery, the manufacturer need to actively manage their supply chain activities. Then, replenishment and shipment decision. The advanced replenishment strategy help to develop a cost effective in order to ensure that the level of the customer service is maintained at high rates. By adopting the distribution resource planning DRP, the owner can earn multi-level insight in the demand and inventory. For international transport, the shipment of the product will be transported via the ocean using the vessel because it can be carried a lot of product in one way of transportation. Then for the domestic transport, the shipment method is using by the businesses usually is truck or lorry because most of the product needs is perishable, so it required is fast transport of goods to arrive to the destination. Thank you.
Pros and cons of inventory management practice in food and beverage industry. The food and beverage industry are quite different from other industries that have a large inventory. The food and beverage industry also have its own advantage and disadvantages. This industry is also associated with effective stock management. It is also related to issue of seasonality, lifespan, and traceability that pose challenges in inventory control. Okay, firstly, I will talk about the pros or the advantage. The advantage in the food and beverage industry can increase the reputation of the company because food and beverage are considered very important priority for the community. This will increase the demand for food and beverage inventory by the community. Okay, firstly, it is highly customizable. The advantage that can be seen in implementing a SaaS inventory management solution that is software as a cloud-based service. It is most effective and suitable software properties for the food and beverage industry. This is because it could improve and change the critical components of the inventory management system to improve, integrate, and coordinate all business supply chains in various ways. Second is traceability, the importance of visibility of the supply chains. When facing a short lifespan in the foods and beverage stock, it is very important. This explains that the inventory manager has the power to track and calculate each available stock at a time. In addition, it can be seen in the supply chain is accurate about the solution of inventory management software effectively and efficiently. Okay, last four pros, automation, efficiency, and boosted probability. Smart inventory management solution can leverage the power of automation in the food and beverage industry. This will further increase the efficiency of production, procurement, distribution, and sales. In addition, process management do not have to appropriate method or means to enforce the FIFO. FIFO is mean first in, first out. Inventory protocol without the ability to track and certify inventory from source or to sell. For the cons or the disadvantage, the lack of inventory management in the food and beverage industry has a little. This is because there are fewer shortcomings than the advantage that exists in the food and beverage industry. In addition, the industry have also prepared and provide the best measure to fill all these shortcomings. Okay, first, it is less customizable. The disadvantage of this management is the lack of supplies of and beverage, especially those involving perishable goods and materials. This will also be a little waste and delay production due to running out of stock. Second, detection errors in supply chain vision. It is also able to analyze and find each stock in real time. This leads to a significant decrease or loss as a result of mismanaged inventory, misplaced and incorrect if there is an error in each management. Okay, the last point for the cons is lack of inventory. The declining inventory and supplies of materials in the food and beverage industry make his one of the shortcomings that can be clearly seen. For example, the food and beverage industry lack a supply of salt and sugar. This also makes the industry attempt to take the material from abroad, namely by import. The issue of shortage of supplies need to be addressed as soon as possible, as salt and sugar are key products in the food and beverage industry. Okay, for the recommendation, among the suggestions that can be shared as mentioned above, the industry needs to take the best step to solve all the shortcomings in the food and beverage industry. For example, the step that need to be taken is to prepare and store stock of ingredients such as salt and sugar in a planned and systematic manner so that there is no shortage of stock and excess stock occur. This will avoid losses in the food and beverage industry. Furthermore, in this era of modernization, the food and beverage industry need more advanced technology and more effective automotive tools to ensure that every data, information and arrangement of the goods can be well controlled and efficient. This will also ensure the security of item and data with more security. Finally, the food and beverage industry need to increase cooperation between foreign and domestic companies to enhance the strengthened relation to facilitate all matters such as export and import of necessary materials. In addition, this method can also further improve the economy of the industry. In conclusion, the food and beverage industry has many advantages and the mainstay is providing and supplying the item for the food and beverage. This is also able to thrive if they establish relationship with domestic and foreign industry. This clearly proves the development that are taking place in the food and beverage industry. In addition, proactive measures needs to be taken to avoid massive losses in the material storage process in industry. Therefore, the food and beverage industry need to take care of the quality and quantity of item in the industry.